It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by the San Mateo Credit Union. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Quiz Kids. We're in the second round of play for the season. We've got two teams back with us. Let's meet them now. First, having scored 130 points in their last game, let's say hello to the San Mateo High School Bearcats. And with 110 points of credit on their scoreboard, let's say hi to the Terra Tigers. So we are going to add these scores to their new scores and see where that puts them in our third round of play. But let's wipe the slate clean and begin by meeting the San Mateo team. Akshaya Natarajan, you did not play last time, so we're meeting you on screen for the first time. And you're actively involved in your school's mock trial team. So tell us about that.
Well, mock trial is basically you get a fake case packet, fake witness statements, and you practice that just like a real trial. It's really fun.
Working with real attorneys, too, who coach you, right?
Yes.
And what are you going to be playing this year?
I am a witness, and I am Dr. Brooke Crane, the expert witness.
Ah, that will be an exciting bit of testimony. Good luck with that. Arjun Natarajan, do you know the woman on your right?
Oh, yeah, she's my sister.
She is your sister, your baby sister. I can't remember the last time we had a brother and sister act on this show. You're part of the biking club at school. What do you do?
It's a new club. Well, we started something called FCX, the Foster City Exploration Corps. We just basically go bike around and just hike and explore and see what the Bay Area has to offer.
So in the meetings, you talk about where you went or where you want to go?
Yeah.
Sounds very exciting.
And we schedule new trips.
Good.
Yeah.
Hope you have some wonderful adventures. Welcome back, Angela Dye. You do a lot of work with the American Cancer Society. I think I've seen your signs up. Tell us what you do.
We basically try to raise cancer awareness throughout our campus and community, and also raise funds for the American Cancer Society's research and events.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you for doing that great work. You guys ready to play and earn some points? I have a series of questions, each worth 10 points. Give me 7 correct answers, and I will give you a bonus of 30 points for a total of 100. First, however, you need to pick your category. And the categories today are Think Inc., Ironed Out, and Eponyms.
We'll go with Think Inc.
Think Inc. All right. All of these answers contain the word ink or the letters I-N-K. Good luck. Here's your first question. There's one of these on the desk of every U.S. senator, handy for those modern quill pens.
Ink cartridge, ink tub. Ink tub.
It's an ink well. An ink well. He slept through the Revolutionary War.
Rip Van Winkle.
That is right. It's a slight suspicion. I have one that you might get this question right.
Inkling?
That's right, an inkling. Tasty cephalopods produce this. It can be used as a natural black food coloring.
No.
Squid ink. If you're taking the Rorschach test, you're reading one of these.
Ink blots.
Ink blots is correct. He's founded America's most famous detective agency.
I'm not sure.
That was Mr. Pinkerton. And finally, Sam repeatedly calls Gollum this 2-word insult in Lord of the Rings.
No, we're not sure.
I get $100 on this one. A slinker stinker. We have 30 points. Congratulations. And we'll be right back to meet the other team. Saying hello to the Terra Tigers and Trish Lynch. Trish, 3 years ago, you made a very major life-changing decision to become a vegan. I think there was a lot of misconceptions about what a vegan diet is and what you do, so could you explain that to us?
It's when you abstain from eating any animal products, so no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no milk byproducts, anything like that.
I think people have a lot of different reasons for choosing that lifestyle because it becomes a lifestyle. Did you have any particular reason for doing that?
I was doing it mostly for health, but I also love animals, so I guess that was a big part of my choice.
Yes, it's hard to reconcile sometimes who we love and what we eat. So, well, good for you. Good luck with that. Eric Farna. People don't know, looking at you on TV, that you're like 7'10" because you're sitting down because you just had surgery on your knee, major surgery.
Yeah, I had, it's called a chondroplasty at the end of December. And so they take little plugs of healthy cartilage out of non-weight-bearing parts and put them into the defect cartilage part.
And you did this through your baseball playing.
That's what we think,
Slowly kind of wore down the knee or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what caused it. It just developed over time.
Well, we wish you a full recovery. Sarah Inman. Sarah, I sometimes ask people where they've gone, but you want to tell us where you would like to go. If you had a chance to go on a trip, you would like to go to?
Sweden.
And why Sweden?
I really like Swedish indie pop music, so I've
The pop music, ABBA,
No.
Petula Clark, wasn't she Swedish? No, she's British. The Fifth Dimension Fjord people, no. It's much wilder than that, isn't it?
Calmer, actually.
Yeah. Wow, cool. So maybe go and listen, sit in clubs and stuff like that. I hope that happens for you. You guys ready to earn some points? Yep. All right, you have two categories. One of them is ironed out, and the other is eponyms, which are words named for people.
Eponyms?
Okay. Name these people whose names have become common English words, all right? After him, we have the System for Writing for the Blind.
Braille?
Braille.
Braille is correct. After him, we have the name for the device for execution during the French Revolution.
Guillotine?
Guillotine is right. After this person, we have this word that means to refuse to patronize. It's named for a mean Irish landlord.
Lynch?
No, his name was Boycott.
Oh.
He gave us the name for something which is meat between two pieces of bread.
Sandwich?
The Earl of Sandwich, that's right. They are fluffy pantaloons named for the American feminist who wore them.
Bloomers?
Bloomers is correct. It's a shadow portrait in profile named for Louis XV's finance minister.
Silhouette?
Silhouette is correct. And born in 1725 in Italy, his name now means any amorous male.
Casanova?
Say what?
Casanova?
Even with a knee injury, you can be a Casanova. Congratulations, you earned 60 points. We will be right back with the second round. See you soon. Welcome back. All our quiz kids practice long and hard hours at school with their coaches, so let's give a big hand to them now. First, for the San Mateo team, say hi to Mr. Jared Wilkie. And please put your hands together for the Terra Nova coach, Miss Alyssa Jenkins. All right, quiz kids, take up your buzzers. It's time to play the three-for-all. I'll ask a toss-up question. The person who answers correctly for their team controls the questions. I'll ask two more questions if you keep getting them right. I'll stop asking when you get them wrong. Each question doubles your score. You can earn up to 40 points in a round. If you give me the wrong answer, the other team will get a chance to play the three-for-all with that round. We'll keep asking toss-up questions till the time is up. 60 to 30. Here's the first toss-up question. Which property of the electron was measured by Millikan's 1913 oil drop experiment? Eric?
Charge.
Correct. For 20 points, Millikan discovered that the charges on all of the drops measured were integer multiples of some value, helping to confirm what then emerging branch of physics? You can talk to each other.
Nuclear physics?
No, it's quantum mechanics. The whiskey ring was an 1875 scandal during the administration of what president? Okay, it's Ulysses S. Grant. You can't help each other in the toss-up, okay? Just if you get the right to the questions. Which South American nation is named for the geographic line that passes through it at 0 degrees latitude? Eric?
Ecuador.
Correct. Name the capital of Ecuador.
Quito?
Quito.
Quito is right for 40 points for having the best preserved and least altered historic center in Latin America. In the 1970s, UNESCO gave what designation to Quito?
National Historic City.
The World Heritage Site. Name the former Soviet satellite in which playwright Václav Havel helped bring down the communist regime. Arjun.
Sputnik?
No.
No.
Do you guys have an idea? You can talk. It's Czechoslovakia. What is the exact full date of the Ides of March in which Julius Caesar was assassinated? Eric.
March 31st.
That's incorrect. You can steal.
March 15th?
I need more. March 15th, when?
300 BC.
44 BC. Next toss-up. Which European nation's mainland is located on the Jutland Peninsula? Or the Jutland Peninsula? Denmark. So close to Sweden. There is a Korean Strait and a Korean Bay, but what is the name of the sea to the east of Korea? The Sea of Japan. After receiving the 1938 Nobel Prize, which Italian physicist defected to the United States, where he led the creation of the first controlled nuclear chain reaction? That would be Enrico Fermi. Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection, but what would have happened to him if he had looked at Medusa? Arjun.
He would have turned to stone.
Right. For 20 points, who ultimately beheaded Medusa and then used her head as a weapon?
Perseus?
Yes, in a very bad movie, I have you know. What was the name given to all of the 3 terrifying sisters whose appearance could turn one to stone?
Gorgons.
You got 40 points. Congratulations. It was last manufactured in 2009, and until January of 2011, only one photo lab in the world continued to develop what color film? Sarah.
Oh, Kodak?
I need more specifically?
I don't know.
Okay, can you steal?
Black and white.
Kodachrome. And we will be back after these messages. Welcome back. Here is our next toss-up question. 2 Democratic Minnesota senators became vice presidents in the second half of the 20th century. The first one was what vice president of Lyndon Johnson? That was Hubert Humphrey. The first atomic bomb was detonated in Los Alamos, but only after the first nuclear chain reaction was achieved under controlled conditions. Where was this first nuclear chain reaction achieved? Eric.
Bikini Atoll.
Nope. You can steal. The University of Chicago. It was formerly part of the Northwest Territory. Name this state whose quarter design has the motto, birthplace of aviation... Yes, Eric.
South Carolina.
No, I'm sorry. Birthplace of aviation pioneers is the motto, and it features the Wright brothers flyer and an astronaut.
Virginia?
Ohio. This title character of a Sir Walter Scott story is in a love affair with Rowena, but must fight to save Rebecca. Who was the Saxon contemporary of Richard the Lionhearted? That would be Ivanhoe. Which chemical element identified in the periodic table has the symbol K? Eric.
Potassium.
Right, for 20 points. What element commonly used in light bulbs has symbol W?
Tungsten.
Right, for 40. White LEDs, such as those in your signaling lights, use the Stokes shift, similar to what kind of lights frequently used in offices and schools?
Fluorescent.
You got 40 points. Your next toss-up. Many chemical elements are named for individual scientists, but element 96 in the periodic table, yes, Eric?
Uranium.
No, I'm sorry. The first element named for people is named for which 2 people?
We're not sure.
The element is curium, so it's the Curies.
Okay.
In physics, what unit is defined as 1 Newton moving an object through a distance of 1 meter? That's a joule. Oh, I'm sorry, Arjun. I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry. My mistake. I'll go on. Europeans often put an oval sticker on the car to indicate their country of origin. A car with the single letter E on the sticker is from what country?
England.
No, Akshaya, you can steal.
Yeah, go with it.
Estonia.
España, Spain. It is the most visited geyser in the U.S., erupting about once an hour. Yes, Arjun?
Old Faithful.
Correct. Yellowstone National Park covers land in several states, but is principally located in what state?
Wyoming.
Right. And for 40 points, name one of the other 2 states that include parts of Yellowstone.
Kansas. No. Colorado and Montana.
I have to take the first. I asked for one. What do you want to do? Okay. It's Montana and Idaho, and you said Montana, so they're going to go with that. Good. You earned 40 points. Okay, in this one, the name sounds the same. The island home of the legendary Odysseus sounds the same as the real-life hometown of Cornell University. What? Yes, I should.
Ithaca.
That is, well, I'm going to have to move on. Throw out. All right. Please wait until I call your name. It was Arjun's question. Name both U.S. states that seem exactly rectangular. Akshaya.
Wyoming and Colorado.
Correct. For 20 points, Colorado is one of the states at the 4 corners. Which state is to the west?
Utah?
That is right. For 40, which former vice president was elected to Congress from Wyoming in 1978?
We don't know.
Dick Cheney. Although it's often thought of as the complete border between North and South, the Mason-Dixon line actually forms only the northern and eastern border of what old line state? Eric.
Louisiana.
No. You can steal.
South Carolina.
No, it's Maryland. He coined the saying, "An army marches on its stomach." Name the general who stretched his supply lines way too long, causing tens of thousands to starve to death in Russia in 1812. Arjun.
Napoleon.
Right. Which familiar orchestral work was inspired by Napoleon's defeat in 1812?
1812 Overture.
Correct. And for 40 points, Russians refer to the French invasion as the Patriotic War. What are they referring to when they speak of the Great Patriotic War?
Not sure.
World War II. That gave you 20 points. And at the end of the round, we have 150 for San Mateo, 130 for Terra Nova. We'll be right back with the final round. Don't go away.
Tournament champions will win an all-expenses-paid trip to Europe, courtesy of ACIS.
All right, we're going to put 3 minutes on the clock for the countdown round. Point values of 30. Good luck to both teams. Here's the first question. What city served by El Dorado Airport is the headquarters of Avananca, lies nearly 8,700 feet above sea level in the Andes, and is Colombia's capital? Sarah.
Bogota.
That is right. Federico Garcia Lorca wrote a lament for the death of, and Ernest Hemingway wrote Death in the Afternoon, about what Spanish combatants of animals?
Amazons.
No, Arjun, that's incorrect. You can steal.
The bull people.
Bullfighters. He was a 3-time presidential candidate who resigned as Woodrow Wilson's Secretary of State after the sinking of the Lusitania, 2 decades after delivering his Cross of Gold speech. William Jennings Bryan. What religious conflict saw the death of Count Tilly, Albrecht von Wallenstein, and Sweden's King Gustavus Adolphus, and was ended with the Peace of Westphalia? That was the 30 Years' War. The Reverend T. Lawrence Shannon takes a tour group of churchwomen to a cheap motel in Mexico in what Tennessee Williams play named for a lizard? The Night of the Iguana. Johann Fust funded which 15th century German inventor who made a new oil-based ink to use with mass-produced movable type in his printing press? Arjun.
Pastel?
No.
No.
You can steal.
Gutenberg.
Gutenberg is right. After he named Henry Clay Secretary of State, political opponents accused what winner of the 1824 presidential election of a corrupt bargain? Trish.
Andrew Jackson?
No. You can steal.
Amber.
John Quincy Adams. What nation secured its independence at the 1824 Battle of Ayacucho, nearly 300 years after its conquest by Francisco Pizarro, who founded Lima? Eric.
Peru.
Correct. What president, whose interior secretary was Harold Ickes and who signed the Montevideo Convention, launched the court packing plan and the New Deal? Eric.
Roosevelt.
Can you give me?
Franklin.
Franklin Roosevelt. What polygon has 20 diagonals, interior angles that total 1,080 degrees, and external angles of 45 degrees at each of its 8 vertices? Eric.
Octagon.
Correct. What cherry city found north of Eugene succeeded Corvallis as capital in 1855 and is located on the Willamette River in Oregon? The Willamette River. I'm so sorry, Willamette. Salem. The Harimandir Sahib, or Golden Temple of Amritsar, is the holiest site of what religion whose male adherents take, yes, Akshaya?
Hinduism?
No. Whose male adherents take the surname Singh and wear turbans?
Sikhism.
Sikhism is right. That scores you 310 and you'll win the game.
Go to quizkids.tv to meet our teams, learn more about the questions on today's show, and to get tickets to see the show in person.
Terra Nova won the game with 310 points, which we add to their previous score, giving them a total of 440 points. We will add 150 points to San Mateo's previous score, giving them a total of 260. Will they make it to the third round? We'll find out in a few weeks, and we'll see you next week for another game. Bye-bye.
The following underwriters help to make this program possible. The San Mateo Credit Union. Additional support provided by the Burlingame Scottish Rite of Freemasonry and the Knights Templar.